Well, I blew plenty of guys. I blew a lot of guys in Hollywood when I was on drugs. But off of drugs, oh my God, I wasn't gay. But just a little scary. Oh, let's go to Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen. Hi, I'm Martin Sheen. My son is a Charlie Sheen has been doing a lot of interviews. Does he have a book or something? He's been out on the interview circuit, doing a lot of podcasts. And Charlie Sheen went from a young actor, troubled, part of the Brat Pack back in the 80s. They all had their run-ins with drugs and alcohol and the law and shit like that. It was to be expected. They got a lot of money. They have fame. They, get a little big in their britches, and they fuck up. We saw a lot of them. Some of them did very well and got past it, like, what's his name? Tony Stark, Iron Man. And some of them are dead. And it runs the gamut in between those two outcomes, how well or poorly some of these child actors went through their life. Charlie Sheen had a point where Charlie Sheen went batshit crazy. Remember the Tiger Blood and Winning? And he was doing a podcast, and he was so fucked up out of his gourd. I heard one story where, and you don't know what's true or not, or embellished, but seeing how nuts this guy was, it's in the realm of possibility that cartel people wouldn't sell him the quantities of drugs he wanted because they had to believe he was selling their drugs. And if you're going to buy their drugs and then sell it, they, of course, want a piece of that. And he had to convince, like, some of these cartel people, no, I do these drugs. And it's like, but this is kilos of cocaine that you're getting. And he goes, yeah, no, I'm doing it all. I'm not selling this. This is for me. He had to convince them that he was so fucking crazy on coke, which is, humorous anecdote. So he's supposedly straight, clean and sober now, and he's on the interview circuit. And there have been plenty of allegations as to his sexuality because stories come out. He had sex with men, sex with boys. There's that horrible story of Corey Haim, where the rumor is that on the set of, was it Rudy? Not Rudy. What was it?
Lucas.
Right, Lucas, Rudy, whatever. Rudy was the one where the Hobbit wanted to play football, but he wasn't good enough. Got it. So he took little Corey Haim behind a trailer, used Crisco shortening grease that you would use for cooking, slathered young Corey Haim's ass with it, and invaded him. That's a rumor. Who are we to say? But how the hell do you come up with a rumor like that? And, there have been allegations like that made, and Hollywood being what it is, the fact that Corey Haim offed himself with drugs because he was too fucked up to live, suicidal, trying to deal with some of the things, because he had made accusations that he was molested as a kid by some pretty big Hollywood people. Corey Feldman has said that, yes, this is true. None of them name names, but Charlie Sheen's name is the only one that really came out as far as being abusive to Corey Haim. And then when he says shit like you're going to hear him say in this interview, you think, well, that could have happened. This guy was so fucked up on drugs, and it seems that when he did drugs, he had this crazy depraved sexuality that led him to have sex with men. I don't know what kind of drugs does that. Cocaine, apparently. But here's Charlie Sheen.
When people say sex with men, you immediately think of like butt sex. I mean, sorry to be graphic, but that's kind of where the mind goes, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't that. So I don't want to be like,
I just blew guys.
okay, I did this thing, but that part of it didn't happen but it didn't. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know that matters, but that's the only part of it that I'm like, it wasn't full-fledged, man. It was that like you'll experiment with in college. I never went to college, so
gay college.
Was it the drugs that made you curious, or were you curious before the drugs, and the drugs gave you the confidence?
Yeah, that's a good question. I sitting here, I don't really know.
Sitting here it's hard.
I'm not going to say, oh yeah, it was absolutely the drugs, because there's two schools of thought that the drugs, open doors that are already
Back
somewhere
doors
in that house, or that they create them. So I don't know. It never happened without the insane amounts of crack.
So he's not gay. He's only gay when he does drugs. When you say sex with a man, people think butt sex. Yeah, Charlie, that's how gay dudes have sex. Well, I blew plenty of guys. I blew a lot of guys in Hollywood when I was on drugs. But off of drugs, oh my God, I wasn't gay. But he's pretty much saying what? Hand jobs and sucking? Is that it? Phew. Never watch Platoon the same way again. But there you go. Charlie Sheen admitting to man sex. He supposedly has HIV too. I've never heard him deny the allegations that he is HIV positive, which I don't think you get from giving handies. I think to get HIV, you need jizz pumped into your bloody hole, if I may be so bold. I think that's how you get HIV. By doing butt stuff. Yeah. So, all right, Charlie. Thanks. Thanks for that info.